Let's analyze together DraftKings.
Let's see what's going on. Welcome to Trading HT. Remember to read the disclaimer right here and also in the description below. Very interesting update that we have right here. Let's draw very fast this pattern that we can clearly see. It seems kind of an ascending triangle, something like that we could say. Let us know in the comments if you have this same pattern in mind or you have a different analysis. Let's talk also about the fundamental side and the financials. Remember to subscribe and let's go.
Yeah, we
Thank you
have
very
this
much.
ascending triangle, and at this particular point, let's take a look at the fundamentals because we have important data to talk about.
Yeah, let's see what happened. Apparently, the last earnings and revenue had a negative surprise factor. Not a very big one, but it was negative. And we can see it in the annual chart with the income statement that they have been improving that losses. The net margin has been going a little bit higher each year. And this last quarter wasn't very negative, but if the surprise factor was negative, we have to see how this affects the market right now.
Yeah, the thing is like the expectations right here is like, okay, the company, they have like an estimate of a positive net income, but it didn't happen. Okay, so obviously the first
Hmm.
reaction maybe is not a good one. That's the reason of this gap that we have right here. Let's take a look at the 1 hour chart. But in the end, it went up. So if you take into consideration the previous net incomes, you can clearly see that there isn't some sort of a good move. We have this upturn right here in the net incomes. Every time we have a new report, it's like it's better. So that's the reason maybe that it's positive right now.
Exactly, that's something to take into account as usual. Many factors involved, and from the technical perspective, we can clearly see this pattern right there. And we could also say something like this. This could be maybe an ascending parallel channel, but it is less symmetrical than the other
Mm-hmm.
pattern. We are also using the logarithmic scale. So, for instance, if we deactivate it, we can clearly see that the pattern completely changes. And in this case, the, we have a more similar, trading parallel channel to the upside. So it depends what type of trade of chart sorry do you use to trade. You will see different patterns. That's why we always recommend to check as much as possible and to know that long-term investors sometimes use the logarithmic scale. So you tend to see patterns that don't work. Sometimes they do with that logarithmic scale, and that's very interesting to notice.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I really like using both, because you see exactly the whole vision. So you see some traders use logarithmic scale, some others use the linear scale, others use both. So it's better just to use both, so you can see exactly where they are watching in the charts at that particular moment. So let's take a look at the forecast because we have some analysts from Wall Street and we have interesting data as well here.
Exactly. We have 31 analysts offering 1 year price forecast for DraftKings, and the maximum estimate is $55 plus 22% more or less to the upside. The average is more or less around this price, minus 2.6%, and then we have the minimum one, minus 50% more or less. Very interesting. Then the analyst rating, we have buy signal right there with 25 strong buys. Very interesting to notice that also.
Yeah, look at that. We have all as well. We have the surprise factor right here, the positive ones. The last one it was negative, yeah, but the previous ones were all positive. And look at that. The all analysts, the 33 analysts, almost all of them, they think it's a strong buy, and it's following this option. So obviously it's like there is a say that that is about follow the trend, and this is an example of a stock that is going up in a good way. Some corrections right here. You can clearly see, for instance, right in July 2023, a correction of 30%, 24%. I'm sorry. But in the end, the upturn overall is quite good, actually. If you take into consideration the December 2022 levels to current, we are talking about more than 300%.
Yeah, we have to see how it goes. Remember to read the disclaimer again. And also, very interesting, let us know in the comments your thoughts about those Wall Street analysts. What do you think about these predictions? Do you agree with them? Do you have a different one in mind? And what are the reasons behind it? I think that's very important. Honest traders right here. We want honest answers in the comments. Let's see what happened in the past in this stock, because maybe that could help us to understand this situation or what could happen. We had this incredible upside movement. We are talking about an upside potential. Well, yeah, more than 600%. This movement was completely crazy.
Wow.
From there, from here, we had a very simple technical pattern. More we could just draw this kind of support line, or maybe like this. It was broken out. We had multiple retests. It depends on the drawing that you use and if you have the logarithmic scale or not. And from there, what a crash. Oh my god. From the last high, we had a minus 86% more or less to the downside. and from there we entered into this new uptrend. So very volatile stock with huge ups and huge downs. So be very careful, guys. Remember to manage risk properly and have a good trading psychology.
Yeah, you can clearly see that we have two different scenarios right here. The first one, the upside, it was, when the liquidity and when there is a lot of when there was a lot of liquidity in the markets, when all people were like getting free money, as they say, and put it into the markets, and they started to buy things like this. Even if it was in losses, it didn't matter at that time. And then the fear came at that particular point, especially with the conflict, that we all know that happened in the coming years. But the thing here is like when the interest rates started to go higher, these stocks started to go down, especially those with negative net income. It's like, okay, I had to be more conservative to put my money into some things that are less riskier, and this is what happened with all these stocks, that are especially losses. They went down like crazy. In this case, minus 85%, 86.
Yeah, that's a very interesting situation. And if you were trading around those times, you could let us know in the comments your experience about it. Very interesting to study it, even that we are in the future right now, because obviously with back testing, you can clearly see different trading situations with no risk, and then you can apply them for the future and have that knowledge to be a better trader in the present. Very interesting. Remember to check our video of trading affirmations if you like this topic about trading psychology. We will leave a link in the description below also. And here you can see another video that we are uploading just right now because we are analyzing the market. Let's go. Welcome to Trading HD. Thank you for subscribing. Have a nice weekend. We love you guys.
Bye bye.